Good morning, folks, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. Today is Sunday the 26th. I was gonna go live this morning, but I am still having issues with my sleep, and so I didn't go live. I was sleeping, I just got up not too long ago. And unfortunately today is not that great of a day for me. This past Thursday, when I went to the town next door with my dad, I was walking through the Walmart parking lot heading back to the truck after buying a few things, and I think I pulled a hamstring a little bit in my right leg because it just suddenly started hurting, and the pain comes and goes periodically, especially when I'm walking. And my leg is a little stiff, and so I've been dealing with that. Plus, yesterday I went and got up and I went to grab my hair thing, and it snapped. Well, considering where I had it, it was hanging on a little doorknob. There's like a little cupboard beside the head of my bed, and I hang my necklace there, and I hang this there, and I went and I grabbed it, and instead of lifting it, I lifted just a tiny bit and pulled, and snap, it broke. So now I no longer have this for my hair. Yeah, because and it's a special one because it curves so that it curves behind the ears, and it fits nice. It's comfortable. It's not like the straight ones that just arch. Those ones are not comfortable. That's why I don't wear them. Instead, I wear that one, and now I can't. So, but thankfully, I've got a bunch of these clips, and so I just use these to clip my hair back, and I'm hoping that I will be able to find those hair thingies at some point in the near future, because they are very comfortable. And yeah, because I'm letting my hair grow on the top, and I want to shave the underside, the back and underside, well, the underside all the way around. Any of you that know of the diamond painting company Raven Diamond Art and have seen any of Mama Raven's videos, she's got long hair, but it's like all shaved along the sides and back, like underneath. So I want something like that, because then I can have like the nice long hair to keep my head warm, but have it short on the underside, because it really bugs my neck and my ears. Yeah, so anyways, it's late in the day. It's pretty late in the day. Anyways, it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so yeah, it's late in the day, and it's Sunday. I don't even know if I just want to quickly do bed. Yeah, I missed Jill's live, so I'm gonna I'm gonna watch that later on replay. Anyways, so yesterday on my live, I did a big huge chunk of biker check. Well, I got a bunch done on biker check, and then while Jill was on her live, I was continuing to work on biker check. I was just going to finish the section that I was on when I ended my live, and then my daughter messages me all up. It was a really upsetting message, so I immediately called her, and I continued working on Biker Chick, and I got this much done. So I've only got this much. I don't even know if I'm in that view. So I've still got this to do, and I'm gonna finish Biker Chick tomorrow. I did post a picture, and I did do a video last night. Talking about it, but I am right now I am going to, this is of course whip and chat of the bat, which means I need to dig out the drills for the bat. Let me just do this. Yeah, and with my sleep schedule all wonky, I'm having issues with headaches. So I took 2 extra strength acetaminophen. They're about 500 milligrams each, but they're past the best before date, so I'm waiting for them to kick in. But they usually just take the edge off the headache. But I got me coffee. And yeah, I got a fair bit done on my on that butterfly lady. I don't know, I might get her done today. If I finish her today, then I'm gonna do a kit down video, because I know Katya from Carpe Diem does diamond painting, likes watching kit downs. All right, so let's see. I don't see any A's. Oh, wait, I'm looking in the wrong section. They're over here. Well, hopefully doing this video will help cheer me up, put me in a better mood. Yeah, so I am limping a bit because my leg, it hurts when I'm up standing and walking around, so I have to be careful with how I'm walking. Yeah, which sucks, but yeah, so anyways, my daughter and her fiance, they had a long talk with their friend there to support them both, and she said that they're gonna try and work things out, and they're gonna start spending more time together, and well, relationships are new for both of them. Like, they've never really been in a serious relationship before, so this is new territory for both of them. And they've been together, they've been living together for almost 2 years now, because it was 2 years ago, but I helped move her to his place in Alberta. Yeah, 2 years ago. They unfortunately, like, they're both they're a lot alike, because he is a lot like her father, and she's a lot like him too, in ways. Very smart. She's got his German temper. She's got a lot of patience though, like, but he doesn't have that much patience. But she does. She's got a lot of patience, but when I guess she's like me with being patient, but yeah, when she'll get to that point where she's had enough, and oh my god, here's another square drill. It's so funny. I don't know if it's been both of these canvases or just one of them, but yeah, ever so often I come across a square drill. I guess I'd probably have to look back in my videos and see, well, is it in both or just one of the canvases? Because, yeah, I don't remember. But anyways, I did not turn the music down for this video. I don't care. If you can hear it, you can hear it. But yeah, I'm really hoping that things work out, because she doesn't really have, like, the only support group that the only support that she has there is him, their friend, who has been his friend for many years. I don't know how long, but and his parents. And it doesn't sound like his parents are that great of support. But I think that might just be because they only go to his parents' place like every couple of months to do laundry, according to what she told me yesterday. But yeah, she doesn't really talk to his parents much, especially his mom. So yeah, basically her support network there is his best friend, and he's always with his best friend, helping her with she does DoorDash deliveries, and he helps her with her DoorDash deliveries and watching her 2 kids. And so yeah, it's a really, really weird setup, weird arrangement, because she's married, her husband works, but she's always got the kids, and she's, yeah, I really don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't want to get in the middle of things in that way. I just want to support my baby girl, and I know you guys do too, because, well, she's my baby girl, even though she's a big girl now. She'll still be my baby girl. Because yeah, when I called her yesterday and she was crying, oh yeah, I was starting to see red a little bit. My heart rate was starting to go up a little bit, and it's like, what did he do? But just like her father, he's never hit her. Nope, it's all verbal. Yeah. And honestly, I feel that verbal, emotional, psychological abuse, honestly, is worse than physical abuse, because physical abuse will heal. Bruises heal, broken bones heal, but the scars on your heart and on your soul, they don't really heal. I know this from experience. And no matter how hard you try, no matter how much therapy you go through, because, oh yeah, I'm a pro when it comes to therapy. I've been in and out of therapy my entire life, and those scars, they'll always be there. They'll always be there. No matter how hard you try to cover them up. I still have the scars from when from all the abuse from my sister growing up. From the way she treated our mom, the way she treated me. The stuff that my mom went through, the loss of my mom. My mom was in a lot of pain, and she tried so hard to hide how much pain she was in. But she, a lot of the times, especially later in life, she just wasn't in her right mind. My dad explained to me the other day, he explained to me the other day when we were on our way home, he explained to me about how hard things were. I thought she had had a brain surgery 4 times. He explained to me, no, she only had brain surgery 3 times. In 1981, 1983, and 1985. They were going to operate a 4th time in 1987, but he said no. Sorry, if you've seen previous videos, you know coffee is life. Oh, goodness. And this is my first cup of coffee of the day. Just a second. My eyes, I've been having issues with my left eye will suddenly start to twitch, and now all of a sudden my right eye is watering. And it's not because of the sensitivity of the subject, it's just, it happens periodically. I'm sorry about the sniffling. I'm waiting for my allergy pills to kick in. But yeah, he explained to me that, like, she would, because she had a brain tumor, it was brain cancer. She had a brain tumor, and so, like, she had brain surgery, and she'd basically be like a little child for 6 months. My dad would be like, basically potty training her, helping reteaching her how to walk and like feed herself, dress herself. Like, it was like having another child, a grown adult child, for 6 months. And then all of a sudden one day he'll get up and she'll be in the kitchen cooking, and she'll be fine for a year and a half, and then she'll have another seizure and another operation and go through the whole entire thing again. Yeah. So after the 3rd one, okay, so that means, so 3 operations, a total of 5 seizures, because she had, her first seizure was in 1978 when I was just a few months old. She had a seizure. They diagnosed her with epilepsy because she had a seizure. I guess at the time they didn't really equate seizures with a brain tumor all that much, because yeah, seizures were considered, all seizures were considered epileptic seizures. But anyways, yeah, so she had a seizure in 78. So they were treating her for epilepsy, and then she had my brother in 1980, and then she had another seizure in 81, and that's when they did the first operation. They shaved her head. She had beautiful, long, thick, dark, wavy hair. Beautiful long hair. My sister has it too. I used to. Well, no, she doesn't actually anymore. My sister has what's known as the Michael Jackson disease. where patches of her skin are like pure white, like white, and no hair at all grows. And it's weird because she's got it on her head as well as on her arms. I don't know about on her legs or anywhere else, but I know she's got them. My sister also started going gray at a young age, like 18, 19, something like that. Just like one of our uncles. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so my dad struggled with working a full-time job and taking care of the 3 of us kids, and then trying to take care of my mom. So we had because it was the 80s, homemakers were a new concept. Before that, there was no such thing as having a stranger come into your home and help with the housework and kids and just daily stuff. So in my hometown, they basically were using our house for training purposes. They would have someone come in for 2-3 hours, and then they would swap them out with someone else, and like we'd have like 3 or 4 different people in the house at all times, basically during the day. And it wasn't always the same people from day to day, and they were there to help make sure us kids were up, dressed, had breakfast, went to school, and Mom was in bed most of the time, because these were during times when she was incapacitated, unable to really do much for herself, and my dad couldn't be there to help her because he was having to work. But it got to the point where my dad just, like, he went into the office of the ministry, and he's like, look, like, you can't keep having people coming and going all the time. You need to put like one person in and keep that one person, because it was really hard on my mom, and it was really hard on us kids. Because each person has their own way of parenting, their own way of doing things, and so they stopped having multiple people, and we ended up with there are 2 in particular that I remember distinctly, because we kept in touch with we kept in touch with them over the years. One of them in particular has a son around my brother's age, and he was in cadets for a while, and at one point, and the other one, actually, she became my daughter's Wolfie's grade 1 teacher. Yeah. So yeah, so she knew my situation, my living situation growing up, because she had been there for a part of it. But yeah, it was hard on my dad. It was like really hard on my dad, because like he never knew what to expect when he came home from work. If he was going to come home to my mom, or some child version of her, or what. And there were times she didn't know what she was doing. Like, he said that for several months, she stopped paying the bills. And all the money, like, because he'd get his paycheck and he'd basically give it to her to pay the bills and buy groceries and use it to maintain the home and take care of his kids. And she was just banking it in her account. She wasn't paying the bills or anything for like 6 months, I think he said it was. And then she just packed us kids up one day and took us to Calgary, Alberta. He came home from work and there was nobody home, and like none of us were home, and then all of a sudden he gets a phone call from the bank, and that's when he learned that, yeah, none of the bills had been paid, and his wife and children were gone, and he didn't know what was going on, and of course panicking and trying to track us down, and only to find out that we were in Calgary. And like, that's all he really said. He didn't say like where we were staying, what we were doing while we were in Calgary, none of that stuff. That's all he really said, was she didn't know what she was doing a lot of the times, because that's what her brain tumor did. It affected her memory, it affected her I think cognitive capabilities or something like that. I could be getting that wrong. I don't really remember. I can't really think of the terminology, but yeah, you can probably figure it out yourself, like what I'm trying to grasp straws at or whatever. Oh, I love coffee. I've loved coffee my entire life. Oh yeah, definitely loved coffee my entire life. I used to drink it when I was little. My brother never touched the stuff. As far as I know, he still hasn't. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's because when we were little, he was told, "Oh, coffee stunts your growth," and so he never touched the stuff. I don't know. Anyways, I know I was talking about my mom. So yeah, this is kind of like my serious Sunday, where, yeah, instead of doing the live stream, I guess. Yes. So anyways, it was really hard. What made things even harder was my mom and my sister. They butted heads a lot. My sister, and I told my dad this, my sister has never, she has never accepted having a female parental figure in her life. There was only one woman that she ever approved of, that she wanted our dad to have a relationship with and be in a relationship with, and that was this one woman that lived next door to us. And she was a single mom with a son around my sister's age and a daughter my age. And her daughter and I, we were friends. And yeah, all three of us kids really liked her, and really wanted to see the two of them together, because we thought she was an awesome person and we really liked her, and she was great with us and she was great with her kids. Her kids were really well mannered and all of that wonderful stuff. But then she moved up north. My dad this was not long after Mom passed away, so my dad was like, he was in absolutely no rush to start a new relationship. He liked spending time with this woman. He liked being friends with her, but he made it perfectly clear that it had nothing to do with her. He was just absolutely not in any way ready for a new relationship. He was still grieving, coming to terms with the loss of my mom, because he loved her very, very much, very much. Yeah, so yeah, it was really hard on him losing my mom. It was hard. It was really hard on me losing her. My sister, not so much. It was hard on her, yeah, because it's her mom, right? But my sister's just, I really don't know how to explain my sister. She's unusual. She's always been a very independent person, very independent. And she was a huge daddy's girl growing up. Yeah, she butted heads with our mom all the time. And sucked up to dad all the time. Yeah. She's like, I'm the baby, gotta love me. Type deal. Yeah. But yeah, she didn't make growing up very easy for me. And I've mentioned it in a few other videos. In her eyes, Mom was fine. There was nothing wrong with Mom. And then Mom went away for a couple of days, came back with a baby, me. And then not long after, Mom was sick. So it must be the baby's fault that Mom is sick. So the baby's bad. We don't like the baby because the baby made Mom sick. That's my interpretation of things, because that's how, basically, yeah, pretty much how it was. It wasn't long after our mom had me that she had her first seizure. I was only a few months old, yeah. And she had just finished feeding me, and yeah, she had a seizure. And went to the hospital, and unfortunately my sister saw her laying on the ground. I don't know if I don't know what all she did during a seizure, because I never really saw her have a seizure. There was one time when we were a little older that I saw my bedroom door was right next to their bedroom door, and I was walking, their door was slightly ajar, and I was either leaving my room or going into my room, and I happened to look at their door, looked through the doorway, their slightly ajar door, and saw my dad. My mom had collapsed, and I think she was having a seizure, and my dad was trying to pick her up. Yeah. Yeah, an image like that, it sticks in your mind, that's for sure. Because this was, I don't know, I must have been like 9 when that happened. 8 or 9. But yeah, so I don't know what her seizures entailed. I just have I remember her journal entry from because she wrote about the time that she had her seizure when I was a baby. I read it in her journal. And she said that she had just finished feeding me, and she stood up to place me in the bassinet by the couch when she felt this pull to the right, and she fell, she dropped me, and then she fell fell over to the right, and then the next thing she knew, my dad was there, and was trying to help her up, and she was bleeding from the mouth, and the paramedics showed up and took her to the hospital, and apparently she had ripped a tooth out of her mouth when she had her seizure. Yeah. But yeah, my dad was in the bedroom. He was getting ready to go out for the night, for the evening, because it was guys' night out. He was going to go meet up with some of his buddies and have a coffee or a drink. I don't know. And so yeah, he was in the bedroom getting ready to go out, and he heard this thud, which was me, hitting the floor. And then he heard a louder thud, which was my mom, hitting the floor. And he went out into the living room to see what was going on, and he saw the two of us on the floor, and he rushed over, picked me up, put me in the bassinet, and then he went to see what was going on with my mom, and she was on the floor. And I keep wanting to say thrashing around, but I really honestly don't know if she was thrashing around. But she was on the floor, and yeah, bleeding from the mouth because she had ripped that tooth out. So he called 911, and apparently at some point in time my sister walked into the room and saw her, because yeah, she remembers. She remembers that, kind of. If my memory is correct, I think she does. I think she did see that. I could be wrong. I really can't remember. But I know that her seizures affected her memory to the point where there was one time that my sister told me that she has this distinct memory of walking into our mom's hospital room and mom looking at her and saying, "Who are you?" Because mom had no memory of even having being married, let alone having kids. And yeah, stuff like that, it really sticks in your mind. So yeah, it's traumatizing. It is traumatizing. So my sister has actually been a manic depressive since the age of 4. She didn't learn about that until she was in her mid-20s. Yeah. Well, early 20s. Yeah, because I was like 18. So she was like 20, 21 when she learned this about herself. The reason why she was the way she was when we were growing up. She doesn't really have much of a filter on her mouth. Oh God, yeah. She gets that from our dad. I wish I had the ability to respond to things the way those two do. Like, oh my God. Although I do wish that they were a bit nicer about it, because I'm too nice, and I have difficulty with confrontational situations. That's a mouthful. Yeah, I don't like confrontation. Because and it doesn't matter who it's with. It hurts me emotionally, and my anxiety will just like go through the roof. And I have found out in the last 10 years that it can actually cause me to lose control and physically lash out, and I become hysterical. Because, yeah, that's happened 3 times. Three times ever in my life. And 2 of those times, I lashed out at my daughter Wolfie's father. And the last time I lashed out, I lost it on this this girl, this junkie that was squatting in our house. Yeah. And if I knew how to fight, I would have kicked her ass. Oh yeah, I would have kicked her ass, but good. But I don't really know how to fight. I watch lots of movies. I did take Taekwondo when I was little, but I remember like pretty much nothing. I remember one move, and that's basically, you have one fist straight out like this, the other one you've got your hand like this, but it's up by your side, and then you just switch. Yeah. But yeah, so like, I can't really fight. Wolfie's father, I kept wanting him to teach me because, yeah, he knows how to fight. Big time knows how to fight. Because his father was a sniper in the military. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. A bit too big of a mouthful. That's what she said. Sorry. Trying to lighten the mood here a little bit. Yeah, he's pretty sure that his father was more than just a sniper, because of some of the stuff that he was taught growing up by his dad. Because yeah, his dad, well, he's got an older brother. He's got like 2 other older half brothers. I think it's 2, could be 3, I can't remember. Yeah, they all have the same mother. Him and his one brother, they have the same father. And when they were really little, their mom tried unaliving him a couple of times, because the woman was certified crazy. Like, yeah, she was. She actually did spend some time in a mental institution when he was a little older. But yeah, the woman was just nuts. There was a lot wrong with that woman. But anyways, yeah, when his parents finally separated, they never actually got married. But when they finally separated and went their own ways, him and his brother, they stayed with their dad. Their mom was fine with that. But anyways, yeah, but like, all that man knew was like, when his father turned 16, I think it was 16, he joined the military. Could have been 18, but anyways, yeah, he joined the military, and then he was in the military for many years. He was already, he was middle-aged when his sons, when Wolfie's father, when Wolfie's uncle was born. Yeah, so yeah, their dad, he was in his 50s when the 2 were born. So yeah, his father became an alcoholic, and he was a heavy-duty truck mechanic, and yeah, the 2 boys, they didn't really have much in the way of a childhood. They worked a lot. didn't play very much with, like, it was very rare for them to be able to play with other kids because they were always bigger than the other kids and way stronger than the other kids. Like a 10-year-old tossing a hay bale like it was a ball, basically. That's what he was doing. At 10 years old, he could toss hay bales like they were like a baseball, basically. He's always bigger than the other kids and way stronger, way stronger. But yeah, their dad taught them hunting. I don't know about fishing, but taught them hunting, taught them how to survive out in the wild. And yeah, taught them how to defend themselves, how to protect themselves. Yeah. Taught them all taught them a lot of stuff. Basically, he basically raised them to be able to survive an apocalypse. Yeah. I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, they could. Well, he could definitely survive an apocalypse. His brother, I don't know, because his brother wasn't as interested in all of that stuff the way he was. But yeah, he yeah, so he could have taught me how to fight, how to protect myself, how to defend myself, because I never really learned any of that stuff growing up, aside from like the little bit of Taekwondo that I learned. And with that, I was really young, and yeah, there's just the one move that I remember, because I wasn't in Taekwondo for very long. I was only in it for like 6 months. I wasn't even in it long enough to receive a gi, which is like the uniform. Yeah, my sister was in it long enough to get hers. She was in it for a year. Our brother, he was in it for like 3 months. And then he lost interest. Yeah, it was hard to keep us interested in things. Because I think my sister and I tried ballet, but neither of us liked it. I think. I don't know. I would have to ask my dad. But I know all three of us did piano. My sister was really good at it. I was okay at it. My sister, unfortunately, her fingers were not strong enough to fully press the keys. Another square drill. Oh my goodness, this is too funny. And they were both C, the letter C. So, anyways, sorry, coffee. So yeah, my sister's fingers just were not strong enough for the piano keys to press them all the way down. Oh, but can she ever type? She is one of the fastest people I know at typing. And I'm pretty fast myself. But it took me several years to be able to type with fast. And I still once in a while will hunt and peck. And it was because it took me years to be able to memorize the keyboard without looking at it. I have an ex-boyfriend who types really fast too, but I I think it's because his dad was my computers teacher. That's my excuse. But yeah, he's the only one that I know that's as fast as my sister at typing. And it is unfortunate that she was never able to get a job as a secretary, because she graduated from college. Like, she took courses at the college 30 years ago to become a legal secretary, because when we were younger, we used to joke around. We had a cousin that was going to school to become a lawyer, and my sister was saying that she was going to go to school and become a legal secretary and work for our cousin in their law firm. Never happened, though. I don't know if that cousin actually became a lawyer. I can't remember which cousin it was. But yeah, like my sister, she oh yeah, filling all of these C's here, duh. But yeah, she's got the certification to be a legal secretary. If I had the money, well, at one point I did have the money. I was looking into taking an office administration course so that I could be a secretary. But it takes money, and I just, yeah, my ex-husband, when we went through our separation, when we went through our divorce, he paid for for me to take the office administration course at the college, and he also gave me money to pay to have my stuff shipped from Ontario back to BC. And so the course had been paid for, and then but then the money, I didn't have enough money to get my stuff. Like, my stuff had been shipped, but had been picked up by this moving company in Ontario, and they were storing it in Calgary, Alberta, until I had the money for them to pay them to bring it the rest of the way. And unfortunately, there was a guy that was staying with Wolfie and I. There was nothing going on between him and I, even though I wanted to, but he was, no. He stole some of that money. He stole like $900 from me, and then skipped town. So I had to drop the course, and so because there was still enough advanced time before the course even started, I got money back from it, and then that money I used to get my stuff shipped to me. And unfortunately, that meant we had to move into a bigger place, because Wolfie and I, we were living in a little 2-bedroom apartment. And when our stuff arrived from when the moving company showed up with our stuff, there was oh goodness, my desk sat in the hallway. We had boxes of stuff stacked along the hallway, and it wasn't a very wide hallway. The place was just like, we had too much stuff in the apartment. There was no room. So I had to find us a new place to live. And I found this. We moved into a double-wide trailer that could fit all of our stuff. Unfortunately, I became addicted to a certain substance, And yeah, I was fighting for custody of my 2 little ones. Excuse me. Yeah, fighting for custody, trying to get custody of my 2 little ones. But the ministry was not making it easy. Not at all. Unfortunately, my addiction got in the way, and they used that to their advantage. I was trying to fight it, trying to get clean, trying to get away from it. And, well, things just didn't quite work out the way I had hoped. Yeah, I was making some bad decisions at the time. There were too many people in my I had too many friends. I was associating with too many people that were into the same bad stuff, and one place that I was hoping to I was hoping to rent a trailer in my friend's parents' trailer park. Rent the trailer belonging to a friend of my dad's, and I was really hoping that by moving there I'd be able to get away from these particular people, kind of isolate myself, try and spend more time with this one particular friend who's who's a good person, and her parents are good people, but like she was not in the bad scene. She was like her mom didn't really like her hanging out with me because she was worried that I'd be a bad influence on her daughter. But I'm glad that I had her as a friend, because she was the only good friend that I had at that point in time. And so she was actually a good influence on me. And yeah, my daughter and I, we were actually talking about her yesterday, and she's like, yeah, you should reach out to her. She keeps asking about you. And I'm like, well, yeah, she still lives in our hometown. She's got her own place. And like her dad bought her own little trailer. And it's like right next to his store in the trailer park that surrounds his store. So yeah, but so she's doing good. If I had a reliable vehicle, I would actually reach out and go out there and visit, but I don't know. Just that town is still a bit of a trigger for me because of all the things that have happened in my past in that town. A lot of bad things, but also a lot of good things. I gave birth to both of my daughters in that town, in the hospital there. But that's also the hospital where my mom passed away. Goodness, what else? Oh my God, it's getting warm in here. Holy cow. It's a warm day, that's for sure. Yeah, you're probably wondering, well, how long is this video going to be? How much longer are you going to take? I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, I want to finish this section. Yeah. And then tomorrow I'm going to finish Biker Chick. And then the next 2 days after that, I guess, I'll work on finishing this. Yeah. Yeah, do 2 sections at a time over the next few days, over the next 3 days, and then I'll have them both done, and then I'll share the pictures. I shared a picture of the biker chick last night or yesterday, whenever it was. I hate when my sleep schedule is so messed up. It really messes with my head, getting my days and nights mixed up. And I like having the stability of somebody else around, even if it's a pet. Each day it's getting hard. Well, not harder, but each day it's a reminder that I'm all by myself. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I am handling it pretty good though, as you can tell. I'm awake. I'm diamond painting. I'm recording videos, and I think that's what's helping me right now, is having you guys around in my life to share videos, share the progress of my diamond painting projects and my crocheting projects and my cross stitch projects, and talking about my life and other things like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish this section, which will take a few more minutes, of course. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to open a window, or maybe just open the door for a few seconds. And it is warm in here all of a sudden. Maybe it's because of all the hot air that I'm from me talking. Yeah, I think I've run out of steam. What to talk about next? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make a doctor's appointment real soon and see my doctor. Actually go in and see him, because I get periodic little, I don't know if you'd call it a bout, but I'll suddenly get a little bit dizzy, but it's like when I'm laying in bed and I'll turn my head a certain way and I get a little bit dizzy. It doesn't last very long, but yeah, it's like a little bit of vertigo and then it goes away. And also, if my leg is still sore, excuse me, I can have him take a look at it. I don't know what he'd be able to do. Like, maybe there's a way that he can he could probably like schedule an ultrasound for my leg, but that would probably take months, like it did with my hand. And I never did get the ultrasound done on my hand because the lump went away. Yeah, like a couple of weeks before my ultrasound appointment, the lump actually went away. Yeah. So I really don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I did look up hamstring injuries, because I don't know, it's like the muscle in the back of my leg, and I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, it's called the hamstring. It's sore, and so been rubbing it a lot. Sitting here, I'll take a break from diamond painting or my cross stitch, whatever I'm working on, and I'll rub my leg for a minute or two, and until it feels a little bit better. And but yeah, I googled it, and it says that it does heal. You just have to give it time. It'll heal on its own. But I'm pretty sure if it gets worse, definitely go in and see a doctor. So I'm hoping it doesn't get worse. I do worry about blood clots because I spend so much time sitting. I do worry about blood clots. I had a friend who lost his life to a blood clot during Christmas holidays. There was a couple of days before Christmas. He was at a friend's place for like an early Christmas dinner, and he was sitting on the couch, and they're like, okay, it's dinner time. He stood up to go to the table for dinner, and apparently there was a blood clot in his leg that he didn't know that he had. He stood up, it dislodged and went straight to his heart. So as soon as he finished standing up, he fell over. He'd gone just like that. And he was, oh my, massive, tall guy, 6'9". Yeah, and he was a really cool guy. He was an awesome guy. I really liked him. He was a good friend. I had to get a laparoscopy done a year after my ectopic. I had to go get day surgery at the hospital in the town next door, and I needed a ride. Because at the time I didn't have a license, I didn't drive, and he's like, well, I'll drive you. So it was cool. I was on income assistance at the time, just regular assistance, and they reimbursed him for the gas that he used to drive me there. And a friend went with us so that he had company for while I was in the hospital getting the procedure done. Yeah, so basically they put me under. They did like I'm getting two different procedures mixed up. My laparoscopy, they did a tiny incision. Like with my ectopic, they had to cut me from just below my belly button to straight down, because it was a mess inside, and so they just hack and slash. And so with my laparoscopy, they did a small incision at the top and at the bottom of the big incision from my ectopic, and they went in and they cut all the scar tissue away. So it was just day surgery, in and out, same day. Yeah. Yeah, see, I was starting to get it mixed up in my head with my gallbladder, because I had gallstones back in 2015 that they went in and they removed the gallstones. They removed my gallbladder. I still have my gallstones too. Yeah. Yeah, they're in a a urine specimen cup. Yeah. They look like dice almost. They're a decent size. Like almost, they're about around the size of these circles. Yeah, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, he yeah, after my procedure, they picked me up from the hospital, and we stopped at the A&W for food. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he was a cool guy. He lived just outside of town, and I had there were two other guys that lived just outside of town that I was friends with all three of these guys. The other two guys, they didn't drive. So the big guy, his name was Archie, and so he would drive the three of them into town for coffee. Every day they would come into town for coffee, and I'd meet up with them, and the four of us, we'd sit around, we'd sit around and have coffee and just joke around and whatnot. Like, I was like 20 19, 20 years old, hanging out with these guys in their 30s, 40s, whatever. I don't remember how old they were, but I know my one friend, after Archie passed away, one of the guys ended up moving to Calgary, and the other one moved into town. And so the one that moved into town, he and I, we continued being friends. We were still friends, and he got an apartment in town, and we I ended up with keys to his apartment. I could let myself in anytime I wanted, and I'd hang out with him day and night. Like, seriously, day and night. Like, I'd sometimes sleep in the reclining chair. There was never anything romantic between him and I. We were just friends. We were good friends, joked around a lot. Yeah. Joked around a lot. And he was the one that actually gave me the nickname of Bubbles. Because he said that no matter what mood he was in, like, he could be in the worst mood ever, and then I'd show up, and I had such a happy, bubbly personality that it just within a matter of minutes of me showing up, he'd be in a better mood. And he loved that about having me as a friend. But he did have a criminal past, and he did let me know about his criminal past. And his criminal past did involve a young girl. So we had set rules for when for whenever I would come over and I had Wolfie with me, which was very rare. I very, very seldom brought her over to his place. We'd sometimes meet up with him in downtown, but it was very rare that I would actually bring her over to his place. And whenever I did, he had another friend that he would call, and he'd be like, and he would let them know this was what was going on, that I was there with Wolfie, and we were visiting, and they were never alone in the same room together, ever. She never sat in his lap. Now, I know there are some of you that are probably going, oh, no, you shouldn't have her around him ever, at all, period, that kind of stuff. Well, we had rules in place, and we adhered to those rules strictly, because at the end of the day, he was still a person, and he was a really nice guy, really friendly, and he was a really good friend of mine. And he was great with my daughter. He was great with her. He never did anything untoward. When she was getting older, she got to a certain age, and he's like, you're gonna have to stop bringing her over. And I'm like, okay, not a problem, because he did warn me ahead of time. And so we had these rules in place for a reason, to protect me, to protect him, to protect my daughter. Because he didn't want to lose me as a friend. I didn't want to lose him as a friend. Because, yeah, at the end of the day, he's still a human being. Still had feelings. And then when the ministry found out that I was friends with this particular individual, with this particular past, they're like, oh, no. We got to get our nose in there and make sure nothing bad's going to happen, and da-da-da-da. And so the social worker sat down and had a conversation with me. He sat down and had a conversation with my friend. And right from get-go, we both, and they even talked with, he even gave them the name and number of his friend that he would always call. And that woman corroborated everything as well and said, yeah, he calls me every time she shows up with her daughter. And then he calls me as soon as they leave. So I know what's going on. It's all on the up and up. So yeah, so we were being smart. We were being very careful. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we didn't want anything bad to happen to any of us, and still have friendship, a relationship as friends. And when I started dating my ex-husband before we got married and all that stuff, he thought there was something going on romantically between this particular friend and I. And I'm like, no, if there was, I wouldn't be dating you. Nothing ever happened between this particular friend and I, because we he had health issues, and we weren't interested in each other in that way. We were not interested in each other romantically. We liked being friends. We had lots of fun being friends, as friends, and it was just, yeah. Anyways, he was an awesome guy. Lots of fun to hang around with. He always had interesting stories. I can't remember any of them, except for one. When at one point in time he told me this one story. That's the only story that I remember. But anyways, he had a broken leg, and his friends decided to give him a treat. I can't remember if she was a stripper or another lady, but yeah, they paid this lady to come over to his place and show him and give him a good time. It's the only story I remember that he told me from when he was younger, because yeah, he had a rough youth. He didn't really talk too much about when he was younger. I didn't really ask. We just talked about more recent things and joked around a lot about all kinds of other stuff. And yeah, there were just certain things that we never talked about. And but I knew that he had a criminal past. He had done stuff in his past that he wasn't proud of, and he was older than me by almost 20 years. And he thought of me like a little sister. I thought of him like an older brother, like a big brother. Because I never had a big brother, an older brother. My stepbrother, oh my God, he was a piece of work. My stepbrother is seriously messed in the head, and so yeah. So this guy, he was like an older brother, a big brother, and yeah, lots of fun to hang out with. And yeah, it was sad when I learned of his passing. His daughter told me. Yeah, I actually helped him reconnect with his daughter she was living in the town next door, and he had reconnected with her on Facebook, and he asked me one day, would you be willing to drive me out there so I can see her, because I haven't seen her since she was a little girl. And I'm like, yeah, sure, not a problem. I'd love to meet her too, because he did tell me stories about when she was little, and yeah, unfortunately his stories, yeah, that's reminds me of the one story that he told. He rented the movie Cinderella. It was either Cinderella or Snow White, for his daughter and her friends. And it turns out the video store got the videos mixed up, and it wasn't the original actual kids version. That because like he just popped the videotape into the VCR and left the room, and it turned out it was the adult XXX version. When he realized, oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, I am done these 2 sections. I know the video, of course, with doing 2 sections is a little bit longer. I had a lot that I wanted to say, and then, yeah. So anyways, there we go with the bat. And I hope today's video wasn't too emotional for you. Yeah. Anyways, so there's the bat. This was day 26 of the Pink and Black event. And yeah, I gotta go onto Facebook and see what's going on, and see if Officer Putty or Officer Drill has arrested anybody yet for withholding contraband or whatever. Anyways, I'm not on Facebook often enough, but I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.